I'm bringing a literal gremlin to the ladder today, and that literal gremlin, well, you already know it because you saw the thumbnail, it's Sableye. We're going to try to bring out Sableye to the ladder here. Now, Sableye is a fun prankster because it's part dark and part ghost, meaning unlike Grimmsnarl, it can't be faked out. And we have Light Clay on it, which is going to give away some of the moves, but we do have dual screens in Reflect and Light Screen. We have Foul Play, because Sableye doesn't really have the greatest attack stat to begin with, so we have that to use our opponent's attack stat to our advantage. And then we have Gravity. Gravity is going to be fun, because Gravity lowers the evasion of everything on the field, while also being able to hit flying types or levitate Pokemon with ground type attacks, and this is because we have a Groudon on the team. That's the only reason why we have Gravity here, but I want to try Sableye and see how it works out. It's not going to come to every game, but we're going to try and see if we can get Sableye to work here. Now, as far as the rest of the team goes, we have Groudon, Calyrex Shadow Rider, Rillaboom, Ogerpon, and Raging Bolt, a lot of which is fairly standard stuff here. We got Life Orb, Photosynthesis, special attack boosted, Raging Bolt with Thunderclap. We have Electroweb for a little bit of speed control because this team outside of the Calyrex is kind of middling speed. So we do have that Electroweb, and then we have Snarl for some support. And then we have Calm Mind. Now, should I have Thunderbolt on this? Yes. Yes, I should. But we have the Calm Mind just to more or less make us bulky than to worry about the damage. But when we do get that Calm Mind boost off, Thunderclap is going to do a lot of damage at the end of the day. So that's kind of the idea there. We have Groudon here with Clear Amulet to protect it from Intimidate. We have Precipice Blades. We have Heat Crash. And we have High Horsepower. And then this way, if we run into Wide Guard, well, we can bypass that with High Horsepower. So we do have Groudon ready to go, and man, it's been a while since I've used Groudon. We have Grassy Seed, Calyrex Shadow Rider, we have Calm Mind, we have Draining Kiss, we have Astral Barrage. This is the EV spread, by the way. If you can make sense of it, I mean, there you go. That's how I have my Calyrex built, but the idea here is we're going to try to be a little bit on the bulkier side on the physical defense. We have the Calm Mind to boost up our special defense and our special attack. And then we can just recover some HP with the Draining Kiss while maintaining our speed investment. So Calyrex is going to be very fast, and we're just going to go from there. We have Assault-Vested Rillaboom with the standard kit, Fake Out, Woodhammer. I blanked on Woodhammer despite it being standard. Grassy Glide and U-Turn, so we can pivot out. And then we have Heartflame Ogerpon with Ivy Cudgel and Grassy Glide. And then this way too, if we're in a situation where Ogerpon needs to Terastalize, well, we have a +1 Grassy Glide on priority and an absurdly powerful Ivy Cudgel as well. So that's the team in a nutshell. Let's jump on in to the ladder. All right, we've got Lunala and Miraidon alongside Ursaluna, Incineroar, Whimsicott, and Urshifu. Now, because they have both Trick Room and Tailwind, I'm wondering how fast that Ursaluna is. Honestly, I think Shadow Rider looks nice. I think Sableye might be nice as well. Sableye with screens can definitely be very good for getting around my opponent's Pokemon here, especially since they can't fake out Sableye. So, I mean, getting the screens up might be very handy. Getting Ogerpon set up might be good. Ogerpon might be handy for dealing with the Ursaluna and the Urshifu, depending on which form that is. If they lead Whimsicott and go Tailwind, I mean, that's not great for Groudon. Yeah, that's not great for Groudon. But, you know, if they lead Lunala... Yeah, no, I don't want to lead Calyrex on the off chance they lead Lunala and then force me into a Terra. I think I'll bring Groudon, Ogerpon, and Shadow Rider. No, I want Rillaboom. Watch, Raging Bolt's actually going to be the key here. Yeah, Raging Bolt might have been what I needed, but yeah, it is what it is. We're bringing Sableye. Having that screen support will definitely help with Groudon. And honestly, being able to resist a Dragon-type attack with Light Screen might help. I think I light screen. I think I heat crash into the Whimsicott. Yeah, I think that's what I do here. I think I light screen, and I think I just go for the Whims. And then that way, too, if they go Draco Meteor and I somehow survive, they might just pivot out the next turn. And the nice thing about Sableye being a Dark type is I get around Prankster, Taunt, and Encore. So there's that. They're going to just hard switch Whims, which is okay. So who are we hitting? It is Incin. Gravity Precipice Blades would have actually been really nice here, not going to lie. Well, maybe not, because there's Terra. Alright, Miraidon's going to Terastalize. It's Terra Fairy. Okay. So if Lunala's in the back, I mean, potentially getting Astro Barrage out might be okay. We're going to get that light screen up. Let's see how well Groudon takes this. Oh, it's Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I feel much better about that. Not for Sableye, but I mean, Groudon might be okay. Okay. Now, Groudon can be faked out, unless I go... Ooh, you know what? I got Rillaboom. I can fake out the Incin, and I can just throw out the blind Precipice Blades and just see if I can get the... see if I can get that Incin off the field. And he, honestly, if I can get that Precipice Blades off and hit... Oh! Okay. Well, that works. Okay, ooh... Solgaleo. Okay, we got Solgaleo and Kyogre alongside Incin, Landorus, Thundurus. Okay, my opponent's cooking, because I even seen a Hisuian Decidueye. Okay. Okay, Thunderous Therian. Oh, wow. I wonder if that's Terra Fairy for Miraidon. Maybe, which, I mean, it's kind of for Raging Bolt as well, but... that's Solgaleo. Okay, okay. You've probably got Wide Guard. What's the Hisuian Decidueye I got? Yeah, that's a very good question. I think Ogerpon Rilla might be okay. I don't love an Incin lead like that, though. Yeah, I don't love an Incin lead. You know what? Let's go Calyrex, Ogerpon, and Groudon. And this way, what I can do is I can get a defense boost immediately into Calyrex, which could potentially help with Solgaleo, especially if I'm in a situation where I can't Terra into a Fairy type. Okay, Incin Kyo. Okay. I really like the Fake Out into Incin, and I really like an Astral Barrage into Kyo. They can't Wide Guard here. And they also can't Fake Out Cali. The Kyo is probably going to Terastalize. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Like, I don't mind Rillaboom taking a attack drop, because I can always just go for the... I can always go for the Fake Out into Incin. And then, unless they're Cloak, which I don't think Incineroar typically run, I think I might be okay. Because then what I can do with this Rillaboom is I can always go for a U-turn off of either the Kyo or the Incin, which my Rillaboom should be fast enough to outspeed that Incin, no problem. So the question is just how much Water Spout can do to me. I am a more bulkier Calyrex than I am damage dealing, so I might be able to take it okay, depending on how much damage Astral Barrage can do to that Kyo. So we get our Fake Out off right there. They're Rocky Helmet, so good to know they're not Cloak. And there's no Terastalization coming out of that Kyo either. That's a chunk. Okay. Ice Beam. Okay. Okay, Calyrex is in an actual decent position. I think what I can do here... I think I can go for the Grassy Glide. I think I Terra Fairy. Yeah, I think I Calm Mind Terra Fairy here, and then I think, let's see right here, we're 124 speed, which is not fast enough to naturally outspeed a Kyogre. So Water Spout might still hurt, but Calyrex should be able to outspeed that. I'm trying to make the decision on whether I want a Wood Hammer or Grassy Glide. We'll go for the Grassy Glide for the priority. And because we know it's Calyrex Terastalizing, like, and it's the fastest thing on the field, we don't know if Kyogre's Terastalizing yet. If they do Terastalize, that could be bad for my Grassy Glide play. No, there's one for Protect, which, honestly, you know what? That's fine. Rillaboom's not going to get to connect that Grassy Glide, but that's alright. Getting the Calm Mind off with Calyrex is going to be great. We're at +1 defense too, so a resisted knockoff is okay. If they go Parting Shot, that's not great. No, they went Will-O-Wisp into Rillaboom. Okay, you know what? They're leaving Calyrex alone this turn. Astral Barrage into Kyogre is going to be huge. And I think what I can do is I can just try to pivot out Rilla. Or I just go for the damage anyways. I'm going to Astral Barrage. And honestly, I'm going to U-turn into the Incin just to try to preserve the Fake Out. And that's all I really want with Rillaboom at this point. Because Rillaboom, after the Intimidate drop and the burn, they're not going to be doing anything. And honestly, getting Groudon in might not be too shabby either. Like, I don't love the idea of Rocky Helmet Recoil here, but what I do love is the potential damage that Calyrex can get into my opponent. And we're going to see Terra finally coming out of my opponent. So what is it going to be? It's going to be the Kyogre. And Terra Grass, I feel pretty good about bringing in Ogerpon. Because I don't think a Water Spout's going to do a whole lot at neutral, but I think, in case it's an Origin Pulse, I think I'll bring in Groudon just to reduce the amount of Water-type damage. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. We'll preserve our Fake Out in case we need it. Which, honestly, being able to Fake Out Solgaleo might be nice. Calyrex dodges a Thunder thanks to the Sun. Parting Shot's going to come out here, but I mean, that's okay. That actually is okay here. Groudon having the Sun, Kyogre being a Grass type now is really nice. We haven't seen a Water type attack out of that thing yet, so it's either Origin Pulse or Water Spout. You can't tell me it's Surf. I refuse to believe it's Surf. There's Landorus coming in here, which Calyrex will still outspeed. Astral Barrage is going to be really nice, and I think the Kyogre is going to protect. Yeah, I think the Kyogre is going to protect here, so I think we just go for the Astral Barrage and the Heat Crash into the Landorus, and plus I'm still at +1 special defense, so I should take a Sludge Bomb okay. Kyogre just switches, so you know what, that's fair too. Is it going to be Incineroar? Yeah, it's Incineroar. This is okay. What I can do here, because Calyrex can now be faked out, I think I just bring in Rillaboom and just let Rillaboom take one for the team. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think we switch out Groudon. I think we protect Calyrex. I gotta be careful because I'm starting to run out of Astral Barrages. Like, I got... Well, I've only used 3 of them. I've used 3 of 8. We'll switch Groudon out. They might just Parting Shot. If they Parting Shot into the Calyrex slot, that's amazing. But yeah, we'll protect Calyrex from the potential Fake Out Sludge Bomb. There is indeed the Fake Out. All right. And there is the Sludge Bomb. Now, what I kind of want to do, I kind of want to Fake Out into the Landorus slot. They might just Protect, but I kind of want to Fake Out into the Landorus slot. And I kind of want to go for the... Draining Kiss. My Grassy Terrain is gone. Not that that overly matters too much. I think with Stab on the Draining Kiss at neutral, I might be able to get Incineroar that range. And having the Fake Out is going to be helpful. Yeah. Now, alternatively, Fake Out Calm Mind to get a +2 special defense. That might have been alright, but we're going to Fake Out the Landorus. We're going to get our Draining Kiss off. So that is enough to knock out Incin. Rocky Helmet's not going to matter too much. The one advantage, though, is... Okay, I was going to say if they were Cloak, that means there's no Life Orb, which means Calyrex takes hits much better. Alright. So Kyogre is going to return. I feel very good about an Astral Barrage now, and I feel very good about a U-turn into the Kyogre slot. Both of these Pokemon can Protect. And Calyrex, unfortunately, is only at -1 special attack, so it might not be the greatest situation to be in, but if I can get Rillaboom off the field and reset my Grassy Terrain for Ogerpon in the late game, that might be alright. We get Kyo, we don't get Landorus, so now it's a question of can I take the Sludge Bomb? And also who to bring in if Rillaboom doesn't go down and gets this U-turn off. Okay, good to know that Woodhammer would have been enough. You know what? I'm going to bring in Groudon, because on the off chance they went Sandsear, which I don't think they would have. I mean, that makes it no longer a guaranteed hit. Oh my god, they actually did go for the Sandsear. I mean, they connected it too, but I mean, I'm genuinely shocked about that. Like, maybe they thought Calyrex was going to Protect. Thundurus came in here. Is that their 4th Pokemon? That is their 4th Pokemon. So Solgaleo didn't even come in here. Alright. And I'm just going to click Heat Crash into the Thundurus. Like, Astral Barrage should clean this up relatively nicely. So saving Rillaboom might have actually been the better thing to do anyways. Because, like, now I have Fake Out. I can always reset my Grassy Terrain. And we're just going to pick up the double KO. So, you know what? I don't feel bad about that. I'm kind of surprised they didn't bring the Solgaleo, but at the same time, they might not have Wide Guard on it. I feel like you would run Wide Guard on Solgaleo, though, whereas it doesn't have quite as high of an attack, and, like, it doesn't have the bulk that Duskmane Necrozma has. So I feel like that would be, like, one of the few advantages to running Solgaleo over Duskmane. That and Full Metal Body to protect from stat drops, like in the built-in Clear Amulet. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised Solgaleo didn't come in here with Wide Guard, because, like, Wide Guard could have made my life a lot more miserable, and Sunsteel Strike into my Terra Fairy Shadow Rider, that would have been bad, too. But, that said, we pulled it out. Good game to my opponent. Alright, we've got Kyurem-White, Swampert, Incineroar, Alolan Ninetales, Sinistcha, and Volcarona. Alrighty. So, I'm curious to see what the Swampert does. I mean, it probably has Wide Guard, because I'm fairly certain Swampert does get that. Incineroar's got the Fake Out Pressure, we got Trick Room mode with Sinistcha, we got Snow with Ninetales. Redirection with both Sinistcha and Volcarona. Kyurem can spam Blizzard, which I don't really love. That said, Rillaboom Groudon might be okay. Actually, Sableye Groudon might be not too shabby either. Yeah, Sableye Groudon might be okay. Let's see here. I think Sableye might not be too bad. Now, I don't love the idea of Groudon being faked out, so maybe Sableye Cali. Maybe we bring Groudon in the back just to override their snow, and then I think we bring Ogerpon. Even without the Grassy Terrain, Ogerpon should be able to do some decent damage with Grassy Glide, and really, let's be honest, this thing's more of an Ivy Cudgel machine. So yeah. Okay, let's see. I really do like that Kyurem-White, though. I think that Kyurem-White is really cool. Alright, so it's going to be Swampert Volcarona. Alright, so I think what I can do, I can try to get some screens up with Sableye. I think Calyrex is in a safe enough position where it could go for the Calm Mind. Yeah, I think what I'll do, I think I'll throw a light screen up first. I think I'll Calm Mind. And then that way, too, we can also scout to see if the Swampert has the Wide Guard. Yeah, it does. Okay. So, getting the Calm Mind off feels pretty good. I can always go for the Draining Kiss, just get some boosted damage off with Calyrex. And honestly, the fact that we got the light screen up without Sableye taking any damage is nice. I can go for the Reflect. I can go for Draining Kiss, maybe after another Calm Mind. Yeah, they're going to Quiver Dance with Volcarona as well, which is a little bit precarious for Cali. But I think what I can do, I think I'll Foul Play into the Volcarona just to get a little bit of chip damage. I think I'll go for another Calm Mind just to get the +2. And then that way, Calyrex should be able to do some big damage. And the nice thing about Groudon is Terra Fire, so I can resist both of Volcarona's stab options. We'll get another Quiver Dance off Volcarona, which is going to be a little bit scary, but I mean, Sableye should be alright. Well, that was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. Okay. Knock off Swampert. Alright. There goes my Grassy Seed. But you know what? We'll get a little bit of Foul Play chip there. Alright. We're going to Terra Fire. We're going to Heat Crash into the Volcarona. That's why you don't get greedy as well. Yeah. We'll set the Reflect. We'll Heat Crash. And we'll go for damage into the Volcarona. They're going to Terra. I'm going to Terra. This is definitely Volcarona. There's no way that Swampert is faster than my Groudon. Thank you. I do love that Terra Grass. Yeah, I do definitely love that. And I really like the idea of this Heat Crash coming out. Now, maybe, just maybe, the fact that they're going Terra in front of my Groudon makes me think maybe Swampert's going to try to do some damage. A ground type attack from Swampert could be pretty bad, but I mean, we got the Reflect to help. So there is that. There's Giga Drain coming out. Alright, +2 Volcarona into my Groudon. Ooh, that's still a lot of damage. But that Volcarona's going down. There's no way this Heat Crash doesn't knock it down. Alright. The Reflect should help Groudon deal with Swampert too. So we'll just destroy Volcarona. Swampert's there. Now Kyurem is still in the back, so Kyurem's going to be a little bit more precarious to deal with, but I think... Ooh, Flip Turn, okay. That's doing absolutely nothing in the sun, thank you. Maybe Ninetales and Kyurem coming in? Yeah, maybe Ninetales Kyurem, which honestly, if that's the case, I think I Gravity and Precipice Blades. Yeah, here comes Ninetales to give them the snow, which, honestly, that's fine. Is Swampert coming back in? That's the other question. No, it's going to be Kyurem. Yeah. And honestly, they want Accurate Blizzard. That's fine. We'll give them Accurate Blizzard. And we'll also give them a nice Precipice Blades as well. Yeah, that knockoff into my Calyrex was... I'm still reeling from that a little bit. That was not great on my end. I probably should have went Terra Fairy, but I mean, the Terra Fire on Kyurem, or Groudon definitely saved, yeah, I mean, Terra Fire Groudon definitely saved it from the Giga Drain. There's the Aurora Veil, so now they're going to have some really good bulk as well. Not that I'm too worried about it. Ogerpon being in the back for Swampert is nice. I'm just going to Heat Crash into the Ninetales, try to take that out. I'll get a little bit of chip off into the Kyurem. Having the Ivy Cudgel will definitely help with the potential crit boost. So, we've got our screens, they've got screens. I mean, the Clear Amulet's going to help Groudon here. Not that it's going to matter too much. I'm also surprised that my Groudon is faster than their Kyurem. But then again, they do have Sinistcha on their team, so maybe it's because of a Trick Room idea. Ninetales is going down, which is handy. And I do have single target high horsepower. I did have single target, now I don't. Okay. So they have Aurora Veil. I have base Ogerpon. Okay. Eject Pack is actually really nice, because then that way, too, they get to clear their stats right away. Alright, so Swampert's coming in here. Now, if Groudon was faster than... If Groudon was faster than their Kyurem, that makes me feel pretty good about Ogerpon being able to outspeed. So maybe what I can do is I can try to Grassy Glide, maybe? Yeah, maybe. Let's see right here. How many turns of snow is left? 2 turns of snow. I think it is Grassy Glide to Swampert. Hope Ogerpon can take a hit and just go from there. Yeah. If we can get rid of Swampert, I mean, Kyurem is still very scary for Ogerpon, but I do have Spiky Shield to protect. There's a Protect off Kyurem, which is great. Now this is going to be 4 times super... Ooh, 4 times super effective, and it still wasn't enough to knock out. Alright. Okay. Snow is going to end next turn. So eventually Ivy Cudgel is going to start being a little bit more productive. Alright. I'll Foul Play into the Swampert. I'm just going to Spiky Shield with Ogerpon just to stall at this last turn of snow. And the other thing, too, is I gotta stall out the Aurora Veil just a little bit, and then Ivy Cudgel is going to do a lot of damage. So, Blizzard into Ogerpon here. How is Sableye going to take this with the light screen? Surprisingly well. Okay. There's the high horsepower into Ogerpon, so they're going to take a little bit of chip off the Spiky Shield, and Sableye's Foul Play should do a little bit of chip there as well. Honestly, I think Sableye's in KO range for Swampert with Foul Play. Maybe not with the leftovers, but we'll see. We'll Foul Play, and we'll go for the Cudgel. Yeah, a crit with the Ivy Cudgel would be huge right here. Except they're going to protect, okay. I don't think Swampert really puts Ogerpon into a bad spot here. Let's see. Yeah, no, Swampert is not doing much to Ogerpon right there. Sableye actually picked up Swampert as well. So, we were in KO range, which that's nice. Alright, my light screen is gone. Gravity is back to normal. That's great. We're going to light screen again just to help Ogerpon. We're going to Spiky Shield. The Reflect definitely came in clutch there. But yeah, we'll protect Ogerpon. We'll get the light screen back up. And this way too, Kyurem shouldn't be able to do a terrible amount to Ogerpon. And Gravity's gone as well, so there's a chance Blizzard might miss. We are going to lose Sableye, but I mean, Sableye did what it needed to do, and it got Ogerpon nice and safe with that light screen. So let's see. They have 2 more turns of Aurora Veil. Can Ogerpon live for 2 more turns? Honestly, if I survive this turn, yes, it can. So, really, it's going to boil down to just Ogerpon versus Kyurem. Which, I gotta say, I'm not loving that damage right there. Okay, that's not too shabby, actually. Well, Spiky Shield just to stall out the Aurora Veil. And then we can Ivy Cudgel. And honestly, Draco Meteor probably picks up Ogerpon in range too, not gonna lie. Yeah. But getting Ivy Cudgel out might be nice, and the other thing too is I think my opponent doesn't want to throw out the Draco Meteor in case they miss. Which similarly with the Blizzard, like I can definitely see that. Like both of those moves hit a lot harder than the... Okay, we're just gonna play Protect Stall. Okay. I can't talk, I did it too, but I've got 8 turns of light screen. They've got no turns of Aurora Veil anymore. And neither one of us can Terra. If I could Terra my Ogerpon, this would be over in a flash with that attack boost. But yeah, good to know that I'm actually faster. We did get a crit. Can I live? I do. Nice. Okay. Ogerpon's special defense falls, but that's okay. We got this with the Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, we got the Ivy Cudgel here. Ivy Cudgel is very accurate. And there's no sign of these two speed tying. So yeah, Ogerpon should be okay. So yeah, we're going to pick up the KO there. A little bit of back and forth, and it took a little while to get here, but we eventually pulled it out. I still can't believe I let that Calyrex go down to a knockoff, but honestly, the team was a little bit more forgiving. I mean, Sableye definitely came in clutch with the screen support, especially with the second batch of light screen. I'm surprised Sableye stayed on the field as long as it did. And yeah. Way more back and forth than I would have loved for that, but hey, it was a good game. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we have just a Miraidon on this team. Okay. We got Iron Bundle, we got Alolan Ninetales, Golden Go, Whimsicott, and Iron Valiant. Groudon looks pretty decent. Yeah, Groudon Rillaboom looks kind of decent with the Sun and the Grassy Terrain. This might be a okay match for Sableye. Gravity Precipice Blades, yeah, that could be pretty sharp. Now they lead Iron Valiant. That's not going to be doing me any good, but I do have the screen support if I need it. Although what I could do could bring Calyrex and Rillaboom, and then just try to get Calyrex set up. They do have a Tailwind mode as well with Whimsicott, which is a little bit concerning, but I don't think this is bad. I don't think this is bad at all. Yeah. Or actually, Raging Bolt Groudon might not be bad either. Raging Bolt Groudon might not be bad. Get the Photosynthesis. We'll leave Ogerpon and Sableye on the bench for this one. Yeah, yeah, this might be alright. And then that way, too, if we get the Photosynthesis Thunderclap into Iron Bundle, I mean, that's going to be great. It's actually going to be Miraidon and Iron Valiant. Which I really like that for Raging Bolt. I have Electric Terrain and I have Photosynthesis. Okay, so Thunderclap can do a lot of damage now. Attack booster, Iron Valiant, okay. Electric Seed, okay. Alright, so we might see Terra off the Miraidon. Yeah, we might see Terra off of Miraidon here, and you know what? I think I Terra Fairy, and I think I Thunderclap maybe into the Miraidon on the off chance they try to cover for the high horsepower / Precipice Blades. They might not. That's the only thing. They might wide guard. Yeah. We're gonna do it anyways. Okay, there's Terra. So, I do feel pretty good about that. I don't feel good about the Terra Electric, though. It's almost making me think they're going... They might be going for an electric type attack with a Raging Bolt, thinking I'm going Terra Fairy, which, I mean, if they are, great prediction on my opponent's end. I mean, the Terra Fairy is definitely very predictable on my Raging Bolt, but I mean, they're still weak to high horsepower, so I mean, I might have just baited out Miraidon, depending on how well this high horsepower goes. Ooh, overheat. Yikes, okay. That said, goodbye, Miraidon. Alright. Raging Bolt is safe. I feel much better about that. I don't love the amount of damage Groudon just took there, but that's okay. That legit is okay. Ninetales is coming out here. I think I can get away with a Calm Mind on Raging Bolt. And yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll click Protect with Groudon here. I think what we might see is maybe a Roar Veil off Ninetales. And getting a special defense boost into Raging Bolt could be nice. Yeah, all that damage into Groudon is not something I really love to see, but I mean, getting damage off is going to be handy at the end of the day. And being able to take advantage of the Electric Terrain while I still have it's nice. Also, I'm a little bit confused about this Iron Valiant because they had an attack booster. I mean, unless they're running a mixed set. Huh. I mean, they very well could be running a mixed set. I'm going to pivot into Calyrex just so I can shut off the snow later. And this Thunderclap is going to be very satisfying. Yeah. I'm gonna go for the Iron Valiant. I'm gonna try to get that off the field. Whereas I know it has the lesser special defense than physical. And getting Calyrex in here is gonna be very nice as well. Seeing as I can always pivot in Rillaboom, get the Grassy Seed off. Oh, they're sashed. Okay. That's not bad though. Getting that much damage. I might be losing Raging Bolt this turn. Potentially, depending on how much damage. Yeah, there's the close combat. Okay. But that's fine. I can have Rillaboom. I can fake out into the Valiant slot. Which the fake out would be the nice thing here, and then that way too, I can just take that thing out. Or I alternatively just Draining Kiss into the Valiant and fake out the Ninetales. Yeah, it's probably for the best actually if I fake out the Ninetales because they can still Blizzard. And I don't really want Calyrex potentially getting frozen or Rillaboom just taking damage. So we'll get the Draining Kiss off into Iron Valiant, and plus Calyrex getting that knockout would give it a special attack boost. So Astral Barrage can then just do a good chunk of damage afterwards. And if Ninetales thinks they're being cute and going for Encore the following turn, I can just go for Grassy Glide and just bypass that. Like, if they think that they can just Encore me into Fake Out. Alright, Iron Valiant's going to withdraw. Alright, so... Ooh, Bundle. Okay, great. I actually like to see you for Rillaboom. I do like to see you there. And we already know my opponent burned Terra. Speed boosting Quark Drive. Fake Out into the Ninetales. We get some HP back. Now, Moment of Truth. Are you Covert Cloak? No, you're not. Good. Alright. Calyrex is back with the full HP. I'm going to click Astral Barrage. And I am going to click Grassy Glide into the bundle. Getting that Grassy Glide off is going to be really nice. Not quite enough to knock it out, but... we're faster than the Ninetales, so we're going to pick up the bundle here with the Astral Barrage. We do a good chunk to the Ninetales. If Rillaboom goes down this turn, which I feel like it will if they went for another Blizzard. I mean, Groudon can come in here, get rid of the snow. Oh, okay. Surprisingly, Rillaboom is still hanging on. Okay, okay. Let's see here. So here comes the Iron Valiant. I think the optimal idea is just click the Draining Kiss into the Ninetales, block or get around a potential Wide Guard and Grassy Glide, and just get back some HP. Oh! We lived, but that's that was scary. Okay, okay. We're definitely seeing some spicy tech in the lower levels of the ladder here, that's for sure. And we'll get back some HP. That defense boost actually did help Calyrex big time there. Yeah, okay. We're back down to 4 HP. Okay, okay. The Grassy Terrain is going to give me back a little bit of HP. And there's nothing stopping me from clicking Astral Barrage now, so yeah, okay. Wow, okay, Shadow Sneak, Wide Guard, Moonblast, Close Combat. I guess they just had the mixed option with that Iron Valiant. Yeah, I think that's what it was. But we're going to come in here, we're going to finish off that Astral Barrage. The Grassy Seed definitely came in clutch. Yeah, we lived Shadow Sneak, which at that range, I genuinely thought Calyrex was going down, but hey, I'm glad it didn't. That would have been really, really sad. Not gonna lie, I would have been very disappointed in that, but hey, Calyrex and Rillaboom and Raging Bolt, they all did some good work. Groudon, not a whole lot. It just came in and ate an overheat, but hey, it knocked out that Miraidon with a high horsepower, the Miraidon with a defense boost, mind you. So yeah, Groudon definitely came in a little bit clutch there at the very beginning. So overall, not too shabby. Kind of wish I had a lot more HP by the end of that, but hey, we pulled it out at the end of the day. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Groudon and Calyrex Shadow Rider team featuring Sableye. I had some fun here, and we certainly saw some spicy stuff on the ladder here today, which honestly, whenever you're trying to climb out of the lower ranks of the ladder, you do tend to run into some interesting things. For example, we ran into a Swampert today. We also ran into two different teams that were just playing Reg G standard with the single restricted, and honestly, they put up a very good fight. Like, it was extraordinarily dumb of me to just forget about knockoff on the Swampert, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I make mistakes, I certainly do, so you know what? Probably should have went Terra Fairy and then, you know, maybe gone for some damage. Either way, it boiled down to Kyurem-White versus my Ogerpon at the end of the day, and we were just trying to kind of stall out each other's form of screens, with me trying to stall out their Aurora Veil, and them trying to stall out my light screen, but Sableye came in clutch and got up a second light screen for the team. And at one point I forgot that I'm actually Light Clay and not Focus Sash, so Yeah, we ended up getting up a second round of light screen. Sableye sat on the field long enough for that to happen, and Sableye actually picked up a KO into the Swampert, so there was that. We also got a Rage Quit too, which was the second game that Sableye came to, which honestly, it's probably going to be the first one in the order of this, because I haven't still quite decided yet. But anyways, Sableye did faint, but that little gremlin, I don't know if it just decided that it was just going to jump into my opponent's switch and hit the button, or if my opponent just realized that they just really didn't like the Grassy Terrain in Groudon, staring down their Miraidon and Insin, so maybe there was that. But I mean, they had Terra Fairy, like, yeah, they had Terra Fairy. They could have potentially lived to Precipice Blades, but it is what it is. And then we also ended up playing up against a Solgaleo and Kyogre team, except the Solgaleo didn't come, so yeah, there was that. But we had some good back and forth with the rain and sun, with my opponents setting up their Kyogre a few times and me getting Groudon in and overriding that. And we were able to go for a fake out into the Insin. Calyrex got set up. It's a tale as old as time. Calyrex gets set up and then it just does damage. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the team today. And if you want to borrow anything idea-wise, well, there's the moves. I'm not making a rental code for this. I feel like there's a much better Sableye team out there than this. But if you enjoyed it and you want to take some ideas from it, there you go. Anyways, let me know what you think of the team down in the comments below, and I will see you next time.